Hello, friends. So, today is a very special day for our workers. Today is 1st May and International Workers' Day, or May Day, what we call. This is the day which started off being celebrated for more than a century. It started off somewhere in 1880s when the second International Committee on Labor, which commemorated the entire movement of the laborers, because when the industrial revolution happened in the middle of the last century, then after that there was a lot of exploitation of laborers across by the capitalist societies in the west. And as a reaction to this, the movement of Marxism happened, and Karl Marx wrote a lot for the rights of the labor. And thereupon we saw the entire Soviet Union being formed, and International Labour Organization got the picture after all these activities. Here, the idea was that the rights of the labor needs to be protected, and overall, they cannot be exploited like animals to work just by paying them. So, for those rights, Factories Act and all these were put on in India as well in those times in the 19th century, which got amended time and again. And here the so previously there were unlimited hours of work, and then slowly per week for laborers, and slowly they got it through the act to 72 hours per week, which is 12 hours for 6 days, and then India got it to 48 hours per week, which is 8 hours per day, which is a standard respectable time for labor to work. Now, unfortunately, what we have seen post independence, time and again, a few states, and that includes Rajasthan, then Gujarat, and a few others, which have amended the Factories Act and allowed workers to work more than 48 hours up to 72 hours. And that is something disturbing, which we have seen in the past and even in the modern context, in the context of COVID as well. This has been relaxed in a couple of states, and that is only so the idea of the government is that lesser people will be more productive, and there will be an adherence to the social distancing which is required in the factory. Now, in that context, it seems to be okay, but still, from the labor's perspective, now, how is, I mean, so your work time has been increased by 50% in a way, or some time. Now, that is something which is disturbing for the laborers, for the mental and physical health of the labor, and that is not being respected. It's only being seen from the perspective of that social distancing will be respected better if lesser people are there in the factories and they are working more hours. So that is fine. The density will reduce, so that's a good thing in the modern context of COVID. Now, apart from that, it is also the productivity. They think per labor increases, and it is required to stimulate the economy at this time. And it is, in a way, a request being thrown to uh, a burden being put on the labor of this country to restart the economy. So it's important that they are properly compensated at least, and also it's important to respect the ILO's norms and bring the respect the limited hours of 48 hours per week, which is respectable enough, and find other ways to meet the requirements of productivity. And so upskilling is a good way, then automation is a way. A lot of other things, social distancing can be adhered, shifts can be operated, a lot of possibilities are there, and that needs to be explored rather than increasing the man hours per labor. Thanks.